Hello, welcome back. Just in the process of feathering in my 1/2 inch layer into the existing foam. I've just taken a piece of scrap 1/4 inch neoprene, which works really well because my fingers aren't sticking to the foam, and you just want to roll that foam into the existing back foam. Okay? Again, I'm just using this because it's, even if you use gloves, you're going to stick to that foam. But the neoprene works really well to avoid that. Okay, just a little trick. So I'll let that set up at the bottom a little bit. It should be okay to go here at the top. All of these little tricks you learn over the years, but if you're just starting and just beginning to modify things, you're not really sure what to do. So I'm going to bring that up to the camera, give you a little bit of a close-up. And I just take the neoprene and I roll that edge over. This is really important for the client who's going to sit in here. You don't want them to feel that piece you put in there. You want it to be seamless. So you can see how nicely that rolls over. Okay? Let's see if we're okay up here. There we go. This will affect sunmate that I'm going to put in there. So you want to make sure this is feathered in nicely, because it will affect the next piece that goes over top of that. It's going to take the shape of whatever's underneath, so you want to make sure that you feather that in nicely. So there it is. I'll come up a little bit closer to the camera. I have no cameraman. So I've just feathered that in. See how gentle? Doesn't take a lot. Just the beauty is this neoprene is not going to stick to it. It's just beautiful the way that feathers in. That's why I use the temper foam for my first couple of layers. Top as well. Okay, I'm going to go ahead now, get my 1/2 inch sunmate ready. Taking I wouldn't call it scrap, but it's a piece that this piece is not going to be large enough to put on a seat or a back, so it's perfect for this application. So what I'm going to do first is cut some of this off. So I want to put a layer. I just brought up here as much as I need. I want to take a strip of this sunmate, lay it over the whole thing along here, and then my next layer will go over the whole, all of it. So I'm just taking some of this out of the way so I can do that. I'll mark it here, mark it along here, and cut this out. So I want to take a strip of the sunmate and bring it along here. That'll bring all these, that'll bridge all these different layers. And the sunmate is more robust. The sunmate, this temper foam is wonderful foam, but it's fragile. So that's why I want to make sure I put something more robust over top of it, and this 1/2 inch soft Sunmate's very robust foam. So I'm going to tie in these layers. I'm going to tie these layers in here first, and then put the 1/2 inch Sunmate. You want to make sure that you got a really sharp knife too. Okay, I always go and get good. I always go and get good knives that are used for cooking in the kitchen. They have good steel in them. This knife has to be really sharp, especially with this foam. Okay, you want them really sharp, or they'll tear the foam. They won't cut it. And you don't want to go to the bandsaw to cut this. It'll be a disaster. Stuff is too soft to cut on the bandsaw. There we go. Just want the top square as I can get it. So I've trimmed my foam along here, and now I'm going to fit a strip of Sunmate on like that. So you're going to put it like this. Again, don't forget, put in your lines. You know where the top is, you know where you want to glue it on here. Very important to do that. Okay, so I go ahead and get that cut. Then when I get all the pieces cut, I'm going to shoot another video to show you how we're going to proceed.